Welcome back to the J Nicole show. Listen, this is a different type of vibe. This is where you tune in and you listen to me talking my ish. So if this is your first time here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It should be over the top. It should be me just doing too much like I like to do. And yeah, it's the Bougie AF channel. Bring you the J Nicole show. So I hope, remember, you ain't heard this from me. And shout out Kim Wayans for being such a visionary. Now, P.S. Please don't get too offended by anything said. I will just claim childhood trauma later on. Enjoy the show. Bye. Hey, welcome back, y'all. So you are tuned into the J Nicole show. So you see my little design I update for the show. So this is what we rocking with here. You know where it says she be doing too much, most definitely. So when you see the show, you see most definitely I am going to be doing too much in this video. I'm going to be talking my ish. I'm going to be in those comments. I'm going to get my key on because that's what I like to do. So, you know, like, listen, I don't know where this is going to go. I just pull up some stories and I just see what the people are talking about and I just bring to you what the people are talking about. So we're going to go ahead and go over to the Instagram. But like I said, if this is your first time here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate the love. Don't forget that CashApp that's out there. But I also appreciate, like I said, I really appreciate the love. I appreciate this new subscribers and all the comments on the video. So listen, I'm not going to stop. We're going to keep on going. We're going to keep on going until we get to be doing some lives. I mean, as soon as we hit like 1,000 subscribers, I will most definitely be doing lives at that. I'll do it at that point. I was going to try to say like wait to 5,000, but I'm going to start at 1,000. So that's the goal, that get me to 1,000 and that way I can start going live. Okay. So, yeah. So yeah. And also I just feel like the 1,000 that will start coming into the lives are like, okay, those would be like your day one. So like, you know, if they've been here for a while, those are the invested people. So I feel like it's best to start with your invested people with the lives. Cause that should be crazy with everybody be going through and all the trolling and shit. It's just, it's wild out there. I be seeing everything out there. All right. So, but let's go ahead and get to these stories. So, but if y'all remember, if y'all go a few videos back, I did a story about Joseline Hernandez, right? Puerto Rican princess and all that other stuff. And, you know, was always on the loving hip hop and always acting like she was better than the black women. Had the nerve to be a stripper, prostitute, allegedly, and talking shit about Mimi, who owned her own business, and calling her all types of men. Do y'all remember that? Do y'all don't? Okay. So I hopefully y'all get what I'm saying. Like, she was just always treated black women like she was better than them. And I, you know, some of that I feel like was always due to the black men putting her up on a pedestal, even though allegedly she was a stripper, prostitute, all those other things allegedly, and they worshiped the ground that she walked on. Like, it was just really weird to see that on the show. But then on the counterpart, they would be like giving women like K. Michelle a hard time for her behavior or what she does. Like, she's erratic and crazy and she's all these things, but Joseline was like a full-blown cokehead all throughout. Crazy maniac. But whatever. But that's, again, that's colorism within our own community right there, right? Because that's a show that is produced by us, created by us, starred us, and we watch it. Starred by us, and we watch it, right? So just to see that, like, that's how we ourselves participate in the colorism without even really knowing. Because what type of messaging was that? Like, Joseline should have been off the show or should have been called out for her behavior long before, but they were consistently calling out someone's behavior, like a K. Michelle and other people. And that's not to say that, hey, maybe you felt like K. Michelle's behavior should have been called out. I'm not here to say yes or no. But what I am saying is that hers got called out, but Joseline's wasn't called out as harshly. She actually moved up and more people liked it. Oh, I like her. She got an attitude. Oh, she a bad bitch. All that other stuff, because women started to see, like, oh, that's what I got to do. I got to walk around and act like my shit don't stink. That's what I don't know. That's what I came across. Oh, man, let me get into this story, though. So, I went off in the video. I said, y'all did this. Because y'all put her on this pedestal to think that she could talk to us like that and then gave her one of our chocolate babies. Like, come on, y'all, we did this. When you invite people into your home and you don't make them act like the visitors they are. All right, so here you go. Lunell daughter responds to Joseline, says Lunell wasn't paid for hosting the reunion. Ciao. Okay, so let's see how it started. Okay, so this is the reunion. It's not playing. There's nothing to play. Okay, so this is the reunion. All right. The next slide. So if you guys don't know, rest in peace to Michael K. Williams. And I think I am going to talk about him. And it's so funny, not so funny, but like the way, whew. Okay, so when we originally like got on Clubhouse and I was thinking about like things I wanted to do, like host a rooms and stuff like that. And then it was just like people like I wanted to like talk to and interview and stuff. And one of those people for me was Michael K. Williams. And so I did reach out to him, like, cause I wanted to, like, anybody who knows me, like my brother and me, we always talk about like The Wire. So like I have watched that that series from beginning to end. Like it's something that I always reference. I think it's a dope fly on the wall type of act. Like for me, it's like a fly on the wall type to look at a certain type of way of life and see how people end up where they're at, right? And you were talking about like the judicial system or getting in that school and prison pipeline. Like it did a great job of showing that. If you remember, they spent the whole season which was dedicated to the schools, right? And just showing you how a child gets lost, right? Either way, they get lost in the education system with being so far behind that they can't keep up, or they're lost because they don't have parents that are involved, or they're lost because they families into the drug game, and so that's the natural progression for them, right? Or they're lost because, you know, they need to hustle because they are the sole provider for their family, right? So they take that route and get involved into the street. So it did a great job on that season of really breaking it down and showing you element of when teachers do care, when they don't care, when education system does not have the money to properly support its community and what that looks like, right? And the struggles with that, right? Because it becomes about not being properly funded, but also not necessarily having the resources needed in homes to support that child, right? Because you can be the best teacher you want, but if a parent's not at home to reinforce what you're trying to do at school, it's starting over every day that they go to school. They're starting over, right? With that student sometimes, right? Because it has to stick. That's the thing when you have structure in place in terms of like a teacher in the school being on, a teacher and a parent being on the same page. That kid does not get a rest from what is expected from him, from going from his home to his school, right? There's a consistency of that, and the expectation of him to behave that certain way is met throughout. That is so freaking important, right? And so when you don't have that, you do have kids that, you know, and it becomes exhausting for teachers, right? You're thinking you're making progress with the student, but you know, as soon as he goes home and he's not being forced, or you know, do your homework, and one night becomes two nights, and there's nobody really like y'all know what I'm saying. Like if a parent's not involved in trying to reinforce the things that the school is, it's just hard work, and the teacher ends up having to start over. Anyway, that's what that season of The Wire. I think that was season 3. But I always recommend everybody go see it. I know there's a lot of people who from the community. I was in a room and on Clubhouse, and I had used that as an example for an African woman who was just playing. She was playing recordings from Detroit, and I think it was based on like the projects there. And it was an African woman, and to this day, I don't know what the reason why she was playing the recordings. And I guess these women from the projects were talking about the conditions, right, and how street and violence works, and you know the like the inter-network of like project families and stuff, and how people would have beef within families. Like these women were talking about like the horrible conditions, you know what I mean, the mindset that it creates coming from that type of life, right? I tell you, I didn't know why this woman was showing this to this day. It still baffles me, because she has some really harsh critique about the ADOS community within this country, right? So, you know, hindsight 2020 looking back, it was like, what was your purpose for showing this? And if you're gonna, and I got up there and I said to her, and that was the reason why I went on her stage, because I don't go on many people's stages, but I went up there because I knew she was an African person. And so I went up there and I was like, I just wanted to know, you know, I see you're playing this recording. It's most definitely educational. I think it's something that a lot of people could, you know, pull from, use it as context and reference to things that ADOS people have experienced in this country. But I just but I said to her, but my question to you is, what is it that you have to explain about what you're putting out there, right? What context of what context do you have to be able to explain what we're listening to? Right. So, sometimes you got to make people aware of, don't play with this. If you don't know what you're talking about, stay away from it. Right. It's respect. Right. You're never going to pull up, or you're never going to hear me talk about any culture in a deep way that kind of makes me seem as though I have any authority to have an opinion about something that I'm not a part of. Right. And you always have to be respectful. So for me, it was like, somebody can come in this room and take everything out of context, and there's nobody to moderate, because if she was in a room, I think, with her and one other person, I think, and I think it was me and somebody else in the audience, but you're gonna be explaining things, and you don't have the background to do that. Anyway, so that season, please go check it out. I don't know how we got there, but we got there. Let's get back to talking our ish. All right, so Lunell's daughter responds to Joseline. And so if you don't know, so they was this show, Joseline had a Joseline Cabaret show that she had on Zeus Network. And Lunell, a comedian who's been in the game for many years, very much so respected, accomplished, deserve flowers. You know what I'm saying? Now, these two people that you see, wait, let me pull it up for y'all. Are these two people that you see here, right? And let me make it a little bigger. Oh, not that. Not that. Let me make it a little. Okay. Okay, Lunell is not up there. But when we're talking about Joseline and Lunell and flowers, because, she was on the Wendy Williams and talking to another legend and talking about how she deserved flowers, which is really weird again. But again, she's talking to Lunell, someone who's a legend, someone who's most definitely respected in the black community. But I'm not going to just say black. Lunell is respected across the board. You know what I'm saying? She's getting bookings, and like she's respected. There's no color on that, right? So you got this right here, Joseline, who just thinks that, she deserves flowers from people, and thinks that she is just as on equal setting as Miss Lunell. Like, she thinks she's equal, right? That's what reality TV in this generation has come to, where you can have the least amount of accomplishments, the least amount on your resume, but you are so think you are solid and that you are accomplished. It's like, okay, so what your resume say? Oh, I launched a boutique on the Instagram and I went viral. I got a platform and a lot of people follow me. And people think that that's enough. That's the entire resume. They done did it. Oh, they selling off. Like, that's real accomplishments nowadays right now. Instagram. I'm popping on multiple platforms. Okay. And for them, that means that they have did something, right? So we talked about, I've talked about before, just, people not want to carry their weight. They don't want to work the 40 hours. They expect to be popping on the line. And they think that's part of their identity. But anyway, so back to Joseline, right? And so it feels like she's suffering from that, which is really weird, because now she's in her 30s. So it's like, girl, I thought you were clean. Girl, I thought you were clean, because, girl, you on one, allegedly. So Joseline, I guess she feels some sort of way. She had Lunell host her reunion show, the Cabaret. Lunell came out and spoke out against the show, just said it was a hot-ass mess, and said that Joseline had no business to talking to those women the way she did, and she was embarrassed to be a part of such a tragedy. But, a check is a check in these hard times. And we understand, because a check is a check, and most definitely we want Miss Lunell to get her a check. You get what I'm saying? Even if it is with, But at the end of the day, the problem is not Lunell. She did a job, right? The problem is the fact that Zeus, a black-owned network, is giving someone like Joseline her own show, seeing how she's been deplorable and how she's treated black women in other cases, right? So you gave her power. You thought that's what was missing. Like that season we seen her and Stevie fighting Benzino, and it just seems like you thought that this person needed more power. That's what we thought. Like, we didn't see the egotistic maniac in her. We didn't see that? No? Okay. But again, is there nobody else in the black community that we can give a platform to act a damn fool? Nobody? Where's Suki on her when you need her? Where's Sukiana when you need her? Okay, she's willing to put the lips, and I'm not talking about the ones that I got on my face out there for a check. Where's Sukiana? I'm just saying. So again, colorism, even in when the ratchetness, you know what I mean? Like, black girls just can't win. Fuck y'all. Oh, all right. So Lunell did not get paid. Lunell spoke out against it. So you can tell that Joseline, she didn't immediately kind of respond when this went down. So she kind of feels like she kind of held it in. But Joseline can be kind of vindictive like that, because if you watch the show, you just know she like sits on things and will come back for you. So Joseline says, tell this, and that's what they blocked it out. So they have rather large woman to stop eating. That also can kill you. So now she's responding to the fact that Lunell wrote here for what's his name, Michael K. Williams' death. Now, rest in peace to him. Now, it's alleged that he died from a drug overdose. Now, please, y'all, them things that I put between the sheets, they still do it. Like, so I don't know who lied to you. I don't know who you got, you know, your last things between the sheets, because they said that's, you know, it's the gateway to, but I don't know. You need to just stop right there, you know. Do you need somebody to send, do you need me to send you some things between the sheets that won't do that? Right? It still gets you there. Okay. But Michael K. Williams, he is believed to have overdosed. Right now, there's really there's a crisis going on right now, where people out there and drug dealers knowingly knowing they are putting fentanyl in people's stuff, and you know, you don't know what you're doing, or you put too much of it. None of it is good. No dosage amount is good, right? Because I've heard stories of people just like inhaling kind of dust, like from like police officers going to scenes and stuff like that, and getting sick, right, and passing out and being so like, that's how strong it is. I think I said it's 10 times. It makes whatever you are is your drug of choice, when you add it, it makes it's 10 times. They said it's 10 times more powerful than morphine. I don't know. Just don't fuck with it. It's up there with the morphine, okay, y'all? Don't fuck with that shit. So everybody's been saying rest in peace to him. Everybody loves him. He was a great actor. I mean, if you watched The Wire and you seen Omar, man, I tell this story too. I was on the orange line. Nope. I had to take the orange line to the blue line, because I had a job that was out there by them people's East Boston. So you had to take the orange line to the blue line. So I'm on the blue line. No, I'm on the orange line trying to get off at, I think it was like Aquarium. I'm not sure. I'm getting off. So I had to switch over to the blue line to go all the way out to them people's Maverick. So I am on this train, and there's this black man, and he looks just like Omar. Okay. Now at the time, this is when the show was still on, right? And so I'm just like, I'm nervous, right? Because he's looking at me, right? Now, just to remind you, I know I'm ugly online, but in real life, people be looking at me and shit, right? Ugly online. But anyway, so in real life, so he's just like looking at me, and I'm just like nervous, because again, he looks like Omar. I'm talking about, he got the scar on his face and everything. Now that I think about it, like this, there's no way there was like there's two people like him, because the dude even had like a trench coat type of like situation going on. It was just like, I believe it was him. I don't care. I believe it was him. So anyway, he comes near me. So I'm just like, okay, keep it cool. You know, I don't want trying to be one of those people just to like walk away from a brother. Like, oh, a brother scare me. You know what I mean? I don't want to do that. So I sit there, you know, keep it cool. You know, I feel like when it comes to like people approaching you, men talking to you, I used to tell people all the time, because, you know, I've never had any problems when I went out with men or anything like that. Never any problems, right? So, but I used to tell this young girl, right, who used to always have these problems. I used to tell her, you know, it's not about like how you like rejecting somebody. It's not, that's not the big deal. It's how you reject somebody is the key to it, right? There's so many different men that I know that we're just cool and say hi to each other. Oh, you going out this weekend? Or, you know, just have casual conversation. Have casual conversation with like, just like, oh, hey, nice to see you. Oh, you looking good. You know what I mean? So, you know, I have so many of those type of men that I have known over the years. Now, just to remind you, some of them, I'm not going to say all, because I'll never front like that, have always like, no, I'm not saying tried to get with me, right? Didn't go anywhere. I think we may have exchanged numbers. I'm one of those people, like, if I'm into you, you'll know, like, if I don't follow up. So, you know how, like, you exchange a number, nothing really comes from it. Y'all may text once in a while and nothing ever comes. But every time y'all see each other, it's nothing but love and hugs. And you have brief conversations of casual conversations of, like, hi, how you doing? And you keep it there and you keep it kind of moving, right? So, you know, you really kind of don't know each other, but y'all just cool, right? Because y'all on the club scene and y'all same age group. You know what I'm saying? You've seen each other over the years. So I remember happening to this girl. I was like, it's not like you have to diss and be all hard body ignorant about saying I'm not interested when a man tries to talk to you, right? Because when you do it the other way, where you're just like ignorant and all that other stuff, like, it's gonna cause somebody, nobody likes to feel rejected, so you don't have to reject somebody like that, right? So I feel like that is most definitely a skill set that a lot of young girls should most definitely learn. All right, so where were we at? Oh, so, okay. So, right. So I'm like, he's sitting on the train next to me. I lost it for a second. So he's sitting on the train next to me and, you know, I'm just keeping it cool. And he was like, oh, I didn't want to, you know, make you nervous. I was like, oh, no, I'm not nervous. You know, I'm trying to keep it cool. So he's like, I was just looking at you for a minute. You have some beautiful hair. And then he went and touched my hair. I promise you, I could have fell out. Omar touched my hair. And so that's what I'm sticking to. That's my story. And it just is what it is. Go ask him about it. Oh, okay. So it's my word. Like, what the hell? But I really loved his acting. But he was somebody that I reached out to this year because, you know, on top of just like my talking ish, which is meant to most definitely just be funny, you know, y'all should know from watching my other videos, which I want to do commentary and give my opinion, be thought provoking and all those other things. But I have the other side of me that like wants and feel like there's a lot of celebrities that over the years that have interesting stories that I've always wanted to sit and talk to and interview and stuff like that. So most definitely he was somebody like I would wanted to reach out to because on Clubhouse, you know, I felt like it'd be dope to get people in the room to talk about him and, you know, and The Wire and stuff like that. But I didn't get any answer back. So, but you know, you move on. It's nothing. So, but that's my, you know, my little story about Michael K. Williams. But rest in peace to him. Like, amazing actor. Everybody loved that character. Like, he was probably one of the best characters that came out of it because the complex character, his character was complex. Like, he was a openly gay thug. Right? He was an openly gay man that robbed. He was an openly gay man that robbed the drug dealers in the hood. Right? Like, and so I know that may not seem like a big deal in 2021, but I'm talking about. I'm trying to think, what year was this? I'm talking about. This is 2020. This is 2006-ish. I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm thinking 2006, 2007 was when this was out, right? So this was a really big deal, especially in the black community, right? Because nobody was talking about, like, you know, the fact that what could seem like a heterosexual man could possibly be gay. And this was most definitely him. He didn't change anything up. He wasn't acting feminine. He was acting like a hard ass stick 'em up ass nigga on the show, right? That's my show, yo. I love the fact he used to whistle. You know, when he's coming, let me try to whistle. Let me drink some water. Hold on. He could walk through the hood like that. He wouldn't speed up his walk. I got the weakest ass whistle. But he would walk through the hood. He weren't running up on you. He weren't like, you know, coming from behind a garbage truck or something like that, or a garbage can. Like, he literally would just walk from his home, be whistling through the hood. And if you were lucky enough, you heard the whistle. Shit, it's so whack. If you were lucky enough, you heard the whistle and you got going. But if you weren't lucky and you let him get up on you, lights out, or yeah, you better handle all your shit. So that was his character, and it was super, super dope. All right, so Lunell was paying respects to his death, right? So she says here, have a drink, smoke a self-rolled or dispensary rolled joint, leave the effing syrup, molly, and cocaine alone. You might be next, and all you were trying to do was party. Why am I not swearing? I'm swearing in, like, what the fuck? It's making it harder. This shit is no joke at all. The dope dealers are killing people, but hey, you don't have to listen to me. Damn. So basically, what she's saying in the beginning, like what I said to you guys, like that stuff between them papers, still do it. Still do it. Like it's a multi-million-dollar business. Just ask our government, right? So it still does it. So it says, she's saying, yeah, have a drink, smoke a self-rolled, do it yourself, you see it, you know what I mean, or a dispensary rolled joint. Like, you don't need all of that is too much. So anyway, that's her paying homage to him. So Lunell writes here, please y'all, like, come on, let's not keep playing Russian roulette with your life. It's not worth it. I know you. It got cut off. I can't see that. So I guess Joseline holding what she's holding because she feels some sort of way about Miss Lunell talking shit about her. So she tried to go away a little bit, post pictures and just, live your best life, her song, you know what I'm saying? Try to be controversial for that crap. So she writes here, tell this rather large woman, so it must say, tell this fat ass, I think that's probably what it says, fat ass to stop eating. That also can kill you. She a burger away from a heart attack, and you talking about someone just died for whichever reason that she's not even sure about. Fucking pig. But put down the plate down. Oh, I don't know what, like, put the plate down, pig, or whatever. It's something that's a word with a P. It's the nerve of somebody. Like, you are speaking out and talking shit about somebody because they are giving their opinion. But essentially, you're giving your opinion too. Right? Like, it's like, so you think you should be able to police people and their opinions? That don't make no sense. Why people think that they should have the authority to have an opinion and that other people shouldn't. Like, that doesn't make sense to me that people really do think that. Hold on one second. Let me pull that back up. Yeah, people really do think that, and that's crazy. So, okay, so she said that to her, right? We were here. She said that to her. All right. So Joseline said that to her. Now, like I said, Miss Lunell is an older woman. She's over the age of 50. There's only so much that she's going to argue with this little trampazord, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just only so much she's going to do that. So that's why she has a daughter. Okay. And so her daughter said, laughing my effing ass off. This why I tell my mom, don't do favors for these social media crackheads. Ooh. Allegedly. And Joseline, you sure had nothing but love when my mom was hosting that reunion. You a weird ass bitch. If you do coke, just say that. Oh, and by the way, run my mom her check. Okay. So basically, that's her daughter just saying, like, you talking a whole lot of shit about my mama, like a pig and all this other shit. It's like, even with Lunell giving her opinion about what was going on, she didn't attack Joseline. Like, she didn't dog her out. Like, cause you know what I mean? Cause there's so much to dog. Like, she didn't go there with it. She from a woman, being questioned about her presence being in such, in an environment that was disgusting and where black women were treated horribly. So for her, she's just like, okay, I'm explaining. Yes, I see it. I see it was a problem. I acknowledge it. It was not something I was cool. So she was just telling about being accountable for her presence. Okay. And so, yeah, so she gave her honest opinion. And I think sometimes people don't know how to take someone's honest opinion. Sometimes an honest opinion is not an attack. It was just she gave her opinion about a situation and how she was behaving, She didn't say, I don't like the girl and all that. No, she didn't do that. She could have really dragged her. All right. So Lunell's daughter, in response to Joseline, says Lunell wasn't paid for hosting the reunion. All these comments are going to be good. My co-hosts are going to keep it juicy. Child, let me not comment since y'all sensitive all of a sudden and deleting my comments. See? It's creating a real sensitivity out here. Someone says she better stick up for her mama. as a daughter should. Joseline should have kept it pushing. She knows she feels some sort of way because of what she said, as she should. If Joseline could defend her coke, she can defend her mother. She can defend her mother. Oh my God. Laughing my ass off. That's right. Defend your mama. Okay. Her daughter is right though. Joseline do coke. She don't think she need to take notes. Oh, this is about to be crazy as F. How Judge Mathis say it? Where's that? How Judge Mathis say is, you still exhibit crackhead behavior. She told on herself. She liked the booger sugar. Oh, as she should for her mama. I mean, Joseline delivery might not have been there, but she said what she said. Lunell didn't have to say that about her man who just died. I mean, it's like people like when do you want people to be honest about it? I think it has to be that honest. Like, this man has most definitely, he got, from what I gather and from what I heard from different sources, is that he was honest about his struggle with drugs, right? It was something he has been working on for a long time in his life. So he was most definitely honest. I think there's no secret to like what his situation was. It doesn't give anybody, meaning a dope dealer, any right to like jeopardize. And this is I'm sitting here and I'm saying this, right? It doesn't give a dope dealer the right to harm his patients, his buyers. But either way, the dope dealer is harming you either way. And I know what y'all saying. I know what you're saying, but either way, it's still like, how do you look at your dope dealer? Like, you look at your dope dealer as though they are serving the community, like in the sense of looking out and giving you something good for you. I'm just saying. That's tough. Like, and that's the same person. That is the same person. Now, is there a need for fentanyl? Is this what people are asking for? Or are they just putting it in there without people knowing it? And I'm not in that life, so I don't know the answer to that. And if you do know the answer to that, please put it in a comment. Is this something that people are thinking that the dealer, and that's what maybe we need to be educated on it. Are we thinking that the dealer is supposed to know how much to put into the cocaine? Or is this just they're adding it in as a cutter or something to stretch it or something, and they're adding too much? Like, so that's where I'm at with it. I need to know what level of expectations are people expecting to see some fentanyl in their shit. So that's what I want to know. All right. Let me get one more story and we're going to go ahead and end this one. Drake, bring your ass here. Like, sir. And I don't know if I really wanted to. So I'm going to do this longer Aaliyah video, so I might include talking about this again. But there's something really going on. And this is how I feel like black men really kind of. Supposedly Drake loves Aaliyah, right? And Aaliyah is an artist who passed away. Rest in peace to baby girl. She's an artist that passed away in a plane crash. But she's also remembered because she's a victim of R. Kelly, right? But musically, her music just got put on the streaming service. But she is admired. Her fans love her. People in the industry love her. And she's appreciated for the work she's done in the music industry in terms of her records, her artistry. She was in acting. Probably one of the earlier people that was in acting in terms of like an R&B singer, right? That was in a movie. Very beautiful girl. So, right, she had that opportunity. So she's loved by so many people for her style and what she brought to it. I mean, that baggy clothes era, if you remember in the 90s, swishy suits and stuff like that. So she's just known for like just being her more than anything. And a lot of people, even new people, like younger people who missed that era, right? I think Drake is still. Drake. How old is Drake? Now that I think of it, I don't know why I'm always thinking Drake is younger. Because I want to see how much. Like if this is just like somebody from like an old. Okay, it's his age group. Okay, all right, it's his age group. Okay, I'm gonna get back away from that. So she's most definitely somebody that is like me and Drake are fans of her, because we're in that age group, right? So most definitely get it. So he says he loves her. He has this big tattoo of her face on his back, right? So that's the ultimate like fan behavior, right? People are getting tattoos of people. I even seen, I think one guy got a tattoo of Ari. Oh my God. Like I couldn't imagine getting a tattoo of any celebrity. That's crazy to me. But anyway, I mean, if it's not somebody, it would have to be somebody revolutionary. You get what I'm saying? Like that's the only way. Like, but I couldn't just a mere just celebrity. So they changed the world. Like, I don't know. It would have to be somebody like that. But, so Drake has this big tattoo on the back of his back of Aaliyah. And so people are a little concerned or confused because it seems so hypocritical that didn't turn around and for your latest album that just came out, which was Certified Lover Boy, Drake's new album, to have your album come out and to see that writing credit was given to Sir Chester Molester, Pied Piper himself, R. Kelly, that's crazy. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and read the story. Fans seem divided about R. Kelly being listed as a writer on Drake's new album, Certified Lover Boy. According to Hot New Hip Hop, the credit is attributed to a sample of Kelly's that Drake used for his song TSU. The song in question is reportedly R. Kelly's Half on the Baby. The song in question is reportedly R. Kelly's Half on the Baby. While some fans are questioning Drake's choice to use an R. Kelly sample, others argue that Kelly's impact is difficult to get away from considering the volume of music he has produced and contributed to. What are your thoughts? And so they had this guy, Ernest Owens. I don't know who he is, but he seemed not to like Drake. And so I was like, damn, did he steal your girl or something? Because I'm telling you, Ernest was on fucking Drake this day. Like, he just kept on tweeting. Like, I just don't understand. Like, basically, like, everybody's like, come on, did you really need that sample with that tattoo on your back? Shit don't make sense. So it says here, not R. Kelly being on a new Drake song. TSU has R. Kelly as a songwriter. I can't. Hashtag Certified Lover Boy. Wow. Okay, so people are defending this R. Kelly credit, talking about it's a sample. Okay, so Drake chose to sample his work, knowing he'd have to clear it with R. Kelly, and that Kelly would get a check, royalties. He could have done away with the sample / track. He clearly doesn't care. At this point, I don't know if R. Kelly's getting a check. I don't know. It doesn't seem like, something's going on with like the ownership of his music and all that other stuff, and we don't know. Let's be clear about like who. We don't know. We don't know. Because we don't know. Let's just say that. It's really kind of entertaining watching people get upset because Drake gave R. Kelly a writing credit on his album, Laugh Out Loud. The man's prints are all over the music industry. You couldn't mute R. Kelly if you tried. I mean, at the end of the day, we're going to have to get to that place where, be okay with the fact that he is off the streets. That's what I'm about. Like, that as long as he's off the street, I will even listen to the music or whatever. I'm not going to put it on myself, but if it comes on, I'm not turning away from it, because as long as he's off the street, that's all I care about. Like, and I think when like I told you guys, this shit is not personal, but it's personal because it's crimes against women, right? So I do take crimes against violence against women and stuff like that very personal, and that's the reason why I do fight extremely hard for them, again, because I'm a woman, right? But after, I see, justice has been served, it's done for me. Like, I'm not invested like that. Again, I don't have these hang-ups of, like, having any of this type of abuse in my past. So, I move on. And that's easier said for someone who's never experienced something like that before me. So it's not personal. That's all I'm saying. Okay, let's go to the next one. Drake really gave R. Kelly a writing credit on TSU. Let's see. No. Done. Okay. All right, so let's see. I don't get being mad because 40 sampled R. Kelly for Drake album. What's the rules? Can't listen or sample his music. Where do we draw the line? I'm genuinely curious. I agree. I mean, if it's not, especially if it's not like his vocals or, I mean, and granted, maybe I need to go listen to the song, but it just seems like it's just a sample. Yeah, it's not like a big old featured, like he had to list his name, like as a part of the artist. I mean, it just is what it is. You can't really get rid of somebody's music like that. And that's the same thing, like when people felt some sort of way about the Cosby Show still being on. It just is what it is. He has work out here, and making him or being mad at him stops everybody else involved's pay. You get what I'm saying? Getting money. They're like for making money off the show being in syndication. So no, I don't think everyone should have to pay for one person. Drake's Aaliyah tattoo staring at him as he samples R. Kelly. That's funny. Not to defend Drake in general, but it's a production sample. It's not actually R. Kelly on or involved in the album. See, exactly. I promise you, if you let Black Twitter gets you riled up, you will be fighting and be mad about everything. Despite his current sex trafficking and racketeering trial, R. Kelly is still earning songwriting credits on some of the biggest albums to release this year. It has been revealed that the disgraced R&B singer has a co-writing credit on Drake's new album, Certified Lover Boy's 4 songs TSU, which has a sample of Half on a Baby. You see how you're just able to read when something is just like written like the proper way? And like I'm not throwing no shade, but I'm just saying it's just different. Considering Drake's love for Aaliyah, many fans have voiced their confusion regarding the sample. Kelly's contributions to the album comes via the sample, and on the same song, Justin Timberlake is also credited. However, because of Kelly's involvement, nobody is quite sure what to make of TSU. Yeah, there's just no way you can get around that. I don't know. Producer, and they just show where he's listed. R. Kelly. Like, so what does that mean? Like, what's the point of even mentioning Justin Timberlake? Should he not get his check? I don't know. People just gotta, like, not take it that deep. Like, because it's just some shit you can't get around. And there's nothing purposely being done about that. But it's just weird because of the tattoo. So Stan Van Gundy still going to listen to it. I bet you were. You probably still would listen to R. Kelly. 20,607 likes. It's literally just a sample. Laugh out loud. Regardless of the type of music, the type of person he is, his music is legendary. 21,877 people. I totally agree. I mean, there's just not much you're gonna be able to do that. There's just like bigger fish and more pedophiles to capture. Like there's just, there's more work to do in terms of like his brethren of his ilk. I bet it don't stop them from listening to it though. 3,554 people agree, hon. Listen, Drake album's fire. R. Kelly keeps trending. R. Kelly music can't be erased or canceled. The man can't. The man can, but he can't. It's that simple. The man can, but he can't. I'm confused. I guess the man can be canceled, but the music can't. Like, I mean, it just is what it is. It's too much of it. 7,314 likes. Can't take away that man's talent. No, you can't. It'll be y'all wanting everybody to be mad about everything like y'all. Exactly. Like, who composed it? No, 9,404. R. Kelly's R&B music can't be fucked right. It can't be. But again, I still think he still sung pretty standard R&B music. I'm sorry, but I still play R. Kelly songs, preferably Step in the Name of Love. Ew. That's so weird by him. Oh, it's such a disgusting person. Drake sampled his song Shaking My Head. If he didn't give him credit, he'd be getting sued. Us listening to R. Kelly songs ain't got nothing to do with what he did. His music is hot. 1,489 people. Okay, so I mean that's how the people feel about that one. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Thank you for tuning in to episode 1 of my talking ish. All right. So listen, don't take it too personal. Like I said, we're just gonna be in these comments getting our key on. Y'all keep it bougie. Y'all keep it black. Y'all keep it posh. And if this is your first time here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I am out. And y'all be black, y'all.